Well, good evening and welcome to another episode of Drive Marketing. And this evening we have the pleasure to sit and visit with the Suttles from Illinois, Hannah City to be exact. Guys, how are y'all doing?
Doing great.
Good.
How are you guys doing?
Hey,
Good.
doing awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime we get to sit and talk to people that have high quality livestock, I think you just say your day's good.
Yeah. Could be worse days for sure.
Oh yeah, there absolutely could be worse days. Hey, you got an upcoming online sale, actually a genetic and embryo and semen sale hosted by the SC crew, Sunday, March 27th. It looks like. Fill us in a little bit about this genetic sale. These are red and whites, and I would say most of the world knows you through just the white business. So fill us in on what's going on around there right now.
Well, I mean, so kind of dabbled in the Herefords here for the last few years. Just been trying to gather some of the better ones out of the better cow families. Been pretty fortunate to gather the cattle that we put together. Sarah and I, we have two young boys, LJ and Barrett. LJ will be 4 coming up this May, and Barrett turned 2. So we started the Hereford side of things. We decided that this was kind of be our family breed. Like Brett said, I was recognized for Charolais, grew up showing white ones pretty much my whole life. My dad, my grandpa, I'm like 3rd generation of Charolais. So when we started the Herefords, we pretty much started the Herefords as our family when Sarah and I started having little ones running around here as far as trying to build a program. So that's kind of how we got into the Herefords. And we still dabble in a few white ones, but that's basically kind of how we got our start.
Gotcha. So a lifetime of Charolais business, obviously lots of success. And it looks to me like when it come time to expand and dabble in a new breed, something that you look like you brought with you is the fundamentals and the importance of cow families.
Yeah, I don't know like where that came from. When I grew up, I always wanted things I couldn't have. I always wanted the kid that had the nice jacked up truck, and I was driving the little not so fancy truck when I was in high school. But I think that's where that came from because I could recognize good cows, just never could figure out how I was going to own them. And sometimes you just got to keep working and things will fall in place. And that's really what kind of happened in the Hereford deal for me was, recognizing those cow families that could produce progeny at a high level year in and year out. And just trying to, realize it takes good cows to build a program. And it's hard to take average cows and spend years and years and try to build something from that. So.
Right.
Absolutely.
Gotcha.
Well, when you called the other day, Nate, I was just leaving the bull stud, and I think I talked to you the entire way home for an hour there. And I've just been pumped about this deal because I had a brief stint in the Hereford breed, and some of the cow families you got. When you started your deal, you started with one of the best in the Diana cow. When Sullivan dispersed his Hereford program, you purchased that cow out of that sale, didn't you?
Well, long story about that, but actually some family of mine purchased the cow. They were wanting to be in the Herefords and basically wanting to try to raise good cattle so their kids or grandkids could show. And, over time we ended up buying them out and still kept the grandkid involved. The Beckman family's the one that originally bought
Okay.
Diana, but Lucas is the grandson that shows, and Lucas lives with us in the summer and spends a lot of time here. We treat him just like he's our own kid, honestly, but that's kind of how that came about. And then over time, they decided not to want to be involved in the Herefords as much, and we decided to purchase Diana, and that's kind of how we got involved in that.
Involved in that deal, you bet. But
Hey,
there's
Corey,
no doubt about it, industry wide, the effect that cow has had on the breed and what her mother Shelby and her grandmothers had on the breed has been tremendous in terms of what they've raised and what they've generated. It's just been nuts. Just tell us a little bit about what you've had out of her here in recent years, a little bit.
So mainly the last few years we've just mainly sold everything privately. So just kind of getting a feel to work with some families and kind of putting them in people's hands. There's been some traders come through here and taking a few of them. We've had some success, like just talking about the Beckman kid. He ended up having reserve grand polled Hereford heifer at State Fair last year with Diana daughter. There's been multiple division champions. I mean, there was a heifer I think was reserve division at Oklahoma City for the Weldon family. There was a Diana daughter. She was an easy money Diana. So there's been several of those that have kind of went through some traders' hands, but for the most part, we don't try to put a pile of them on the ground every year, but just continue to try to build good ones. So
you bet. I'll never forget I was down there looking at a black heifer in North Platte, Nebraska one day, and I asked that Doran McCullum, whose place I was at, if there was anything else in that country to look at, and he said there's a neighbor of mine. His name's John Tucker. He's got some Herefords you might want to stop by and look at. And I remember like it was yesterday. I pulled down John Tucker's driveway, and Jason Crick rode down there with me because it was a long drive. And Diana was standing there right along the driveway. And I said, Crick, if we do one thing today, when we pull out of this driveway, we will own all of or part of that heifer right there. And sure enough, I pulled in the driveway, and John came out, showed us the cattle, and I bought all of another one that was behind the barn, and I bought half of Diana there for Bushy Park back in those days. So, wow. that thing was. She won Denver Junior Show as a calf, and then she won the Open and Junior Show as a big one there in Denver. Yep, there's the pictures of them.
There you are. Wow. Where you look.
I was a hell of a lot better looking back then. I told Jared Werning yesterday. I said a guy. He said somebody say I'm still good looking. I said, Jared, every man knows when he reached the top of the mountain, and I'm on the backside.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, you got everybody in those pictures. You, Cricky, you got all of them in there. Nolan Fleshner. You need to get Nolan on here sometime.
That's all the friends that he had.
Yeah. That little guy with the black cowboy hat beside the queen there, that white queen is Matt Fuss. He was Michael Stoltz is in there. Yeah, Wes Horn. Yeah.
Who was the guy next to Stoltz to the opposite side of Stoltz there from the queen?
To the left.
Yeah.
No, I can't. I'd have to look at that picture. I'd know, I would think, but I can't tell you. Just I can't blow it up big enough to tell you.
I've seen that picture a million times. That's the only guy in that picture I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know either without blowing it up. I don't know who that is. Yeah, but no, them were good times, great memories. Tuck was a great partner. That was a hell of an endeavor. And like we were talking on the way home from work the other night, it's pretty impressive that Harley won Denver. Then I think it was 2 years later, Shelby came along. That was a Midas Harley. she won Denver. And then when Shelby was in the backdrop in Denver, Diana was in Shelby's belly. She calved. And then the next year in Denver, when she was, a coming yearling, she wins the junior show. And then 2 years later. So I think there was like a 4 or 5 year span there where 3 of the Denver champions was a mother, daughter, and granddaughter. Boom, boom, boom. I mean,
yeah. And then Trent Ray had a Diana daughter that was reserve, I think, at the junior show. 1 year as a calf, and then came back and won the open show as a bred.
Yep, that is right.
Yep.
Yeah, a Miles McGee.
Yep.
Diana. Yes, sir.
Correct.
Yep. But anyway, and what do you are selling this? This could be maybe one of the, if not the last IVF cycle that you will sell on that cow, correct?
Yeah, she's not going to live forever. She's still in pretty good shape right now. Of course, she's 12 years old, and I've definitely not tried to sell a tremendous amount of stuff out of Diana. When we offered a flush out or IVF cycle out of her, I want to say it was 3 or 4 years ago in Denver at Embryos on Snow, and that's the only IVF cycle we've offered since. So yeah, very well could be the last one. I mean, 12-year-old cow. She's done a lot of things. She's done, she's raised good ones. She's been part of Hereford history here, and this might be the last time that that'll ever be offered. So
You're out. And what, go ahead, Brett.
No, I was just curious what the terms were on that IVF cycle. That's very unique that a female that proven somebody lays it out there.
Yeah, so I guess what the terms are is listed in the sale there on SC is guaranteeing 6 transferable embryos, and with those 6 transferable embryos, guaranteeing 2 90-day pregnancies. Wow. So if if we get above 10, I think listed in there, we basically would split anything above 10, where I would get the 11th and the 13th and the 15th embryo. We got to split evens and odds once you get above 10, but guaranteeing 6 and guaranteeing 2 pregnancies for sure.
You bet. Awesome. And you're selling some eggs out of her as well, aren't you?
Yep, there's 4 or 5 different lots of embryos. There'd be some sex Montgomerys, which would be full sibs to the Vicklin. The heifer that Veda Vicklin showed won calf division there in Denver in 20, and won her division junior nationals, won her division at Oklahoma City. There'd be some full sibs to her. There'd be some embryos out of Bel Air, sex heifer out of Bel Air. There's some conventional platinums, conventional double your miles. I think that covered. And there's one lot in there that I guess I would say I probably twisted my own arm to put him in there, because I really didn't want to put him on there. But Corey Thompson did tell me last summer I probably should flush that cow to Sancho. Big Sancho fan, the Fawcett Bull. So I did flush that cow to Sancho, and I'm offering some conventional Sancho eggs in there. So,
wow, awesome. Hey, we move into this lot 2 and lot 3 embryos out of probably one of the most successful females of 2017, the Brecken donor, an about time female that you're offering sexed roll the dice. Is that correct?
That is correct.
As well as embryos out of Big Country, the popular bull champion there at the recent Cattlemen's Congress.
Yep. So, just goes back to what I said earlier. I've always just had champagne taste, and we went to Junior Nationals in 17. and we took a Miles McKee Harley daughter down there. That's the first year that the Beckman kids started showing. Went down to Hereford Junior Nationals in Louisville and walked through Skyles's show string, and I was blown away. Like, that was possibly one of the most impressive sets of cattle. I mean, just top to bottom. And Brecken won that day or that week in Louisville, and very impressive cow, and just kind of never thought much about it. And just had an opportunity here a few months ago to be able to purchase that cow, and definitely something that I wanted. I don't know if I needed her, but I definitely wanted her. And so we've kind of started rocking and rolling with Brecken.
Oh, good deal.
Boy, she looks absolutely incredible in that picture.
And like I said, I was not part of any of that. Obviously, good friend Tony Jeffs and that crew was part of that heifer. And that heifer went on a wild roll that year as far as winning about every show that she went to, maybe getting Grand or Reserve, but definitely a tremendous female, still a tremendous female, as a 5-6-year-old cow now.
And she was in About Time.
She was, yeah, she is.
That she was.
Yep.
And real good.
Hey, then we're going to get into this Harley Harrietta cow family. Going back to the Harley cow, a tank daughter out of the original 2-time Harley donor right here. She's a past champion polled female in the junior show in Denver, isn't she?
Yeah. So Tucker family would have shown that one. Kind of when we got rolling in this Hereford thing, John Tucker said, "Hey, there's a cow that you probably need to figure out how to acquire." My boys showed her. Robert's family in Montana owns her.
Well, that's what that was an embryo that Robert bought from Tuck before we bought into them cows, and Roberts raised her, and Tucker went up there and got her. Is what the deal was. Yep.
That's history. Yeah, there's definitely some history there. Old Henrietta, I mean, just an awesome cow. Flushed her to Montgomery. We got some of those calves on the ground here this year. I think they're going to be tremendous. Cow flush is real good, so we got a few of them to offer up. So,
yeah.
The lot 12 embryos. It says that they're out of Harley's Drive. A Miles McKee, back out of the 2-time donor.
Yeah. So another, just trying to get the cow families there. I mean, obviously Harley still just one of them ones that keeps producing good ones. And this cow is just another really phenomenal. You look, I mean, just freaky looking. The Shameless, or full sibs to Hoemaker. I mean, we've had some really good Shameless Dianas. I guess I wouldn't expect anything different out of this cow versus Shameless. So,
right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's not, there's without a doubt, we've talked about cow families here, but this line of cattle has always seemed like they've always been very productive. And then you put the Miles McKee punch in there too. I mean, this thing just gets even more predictable.
And that's out of Fawcett's Shameless, the full brother to Hoemaker, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's correct. Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Then we're gonna break into this semen offering here, which it's a tremendous wide range of popular Hereford genetics. We're gonna start off with talking about the Showtime No Limit semen, the 88X son back out of Diana herself.
Yeah. So, story behind that, obviously I'm not trying to raise a lot of bulls out of here. We're trying to make show heifers. And we had some conventional embryos out of 88X and got a bull calf. Guy called me at the co-op herd, said, got a bull calf. I was like, oh, great. So went and looked at him in person, a few months old, and I was like, oh, this might be really good. So actually partnered up with Jeff Cook there in Indiana on the bull, and Jeff and his crew there took care of him this fall, and the bull ends up winning his division there at Kansas City, won his division at Louisville. We're really high on him. Obviously, 88X Diana. Feel like there's just a lot of look in that bull. I think Cavanese is definitely going to be something that he's going to be a good attribute for that bull, but just power and just the way he's designed, just a lot of balance in him, just really freaky through that front 1/3, and feet and legs were really good on that calf. So just we got a lot of high hopes for that bull.
So he's something from a birth weight EPD standpoint. You know where he's sitting off the top of your head?
Yeah, I think he's like a 2-1 for birth.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 2-1 for birth. I mean, his natural, like his real birth date, or I mean, obviously birth weight was like 81 pounds, I believe.
Sure.
What we measured. So,
and with 88X behind there, that ought to tone stuff down pretty well.
Yeah.
And then the next one we're going to talk about is the Express Bull Platinum. Tell us a little bit about him and what your experience has been there.
So yeah, Platinum was a bull that was reserve calf in Denver in 2020. He was in Express's pen. Actually, John Tucker called me up and said, Nate, you need to get over here to Express's pen. You need to look at this bull. And he wasn't part of their pen, but he was just down there in the yards. And we ran down there and looked at him. And I liked the bull pretty well. I needed a bull. We had enough Hereford cows around here that we needed something to walk. And yeah, I guess I really liked what the bull did. I thought the bull was pretty unique for what he was, and being kind of an outcross. He's an icon son. And so we end up buying walking rights on the bull. And so we use him. We basically have 2 calf crops out of Platinum here, and we've had no problems with any Cavanese. I've used him on heifers. Never had a problem so far. The calves have been extremely, extremely nice. We really have just not had any throwaways out of that bull. I mean, I just think he can make a cow. You know, if you have a nice cow, he's gonna probably produce them a little better than what the cow is. And he's definitely not going to mess anything up on a really good cow. So,
yeah. But then I'm just scrolling down through the show circuit post here. You got a little Miles McGee. That stuff's not available at Cattle Visions or any semen distributors.
No, it's not. Yeah, I mean, the Miles obviously is something that just kind of came for sale here a few years ago, and
yeah,
you know, obviously that semen worked really well on those cow lines. So I wanted somebody to have an opportunity. To be honest, I wanted somebody to have an opportunity. If they bought the flush on Diana, there's Miles McKee semen right there for sale. If you want to recreate whatever, you know, there's a lot of good donors across several big time operations across the country that have Miles McKee Diana donors. If you want to recreate that, there you go. Have at it. Definitely want to just offer up the best of what we could offer. So didn't want to hold anything back.
Got a little Genesis. Again, something that's sure not on the open market.
No, I mean, that's some more semen that, you know, there's been a lot of high sellers out of that bull. And obviously I think, you know, he has his place in the Hereford breed, and you know, if you want to make Genesis Dianas, there you go. Buy the flush, buy the semen, and maybe make you a next herd sire, you know, or maybe make an next female that can do some stuff. So there's a lot of opportunity, I think, with the semen that we have offered.
Oh man, it's a who's who of the industry. Just scrolling down here, dominate. I mean, that's well, you got to wrestle people to get that. That's the original. Is that the original Sooner Bowl?
The original Sooner and some Cooper on there too.
Yeah, and
Yep, that's the original. That's the original Bulls.
Yep,
Yeah.
and the original Copper. Yeah, it's a full. It's like Build-A-Bear except Build-A-Hereford. You can buy your semen,
Build-A-Bear,
out of flush, and you can get her done in one-stop shop.
Wow, we're just trying to make it like a Walmart or a
Yeah,
General or whatever it is anymore. Just roll in there, get whatever you need, and roll out.
but you know, we laughed about this before we got started, that there's so many of these Hereford bulls that you're offering a unit or two of semen on, that most of the time you've got to buy the whole package. And so it's very unique opportunity for some guy that maybe has always wanted to, but never needed the whole package.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been wanting to put this sale together for a while, and I kind of waited till we got some embryos made on Brecken, because I knew that would be something that would be, I would think be somewhat desirable. I love that cow. I mean, I'd still like going out and feeding her every day. She's just awesome to look at. But so we've kind of pushed back as far as getting the sale going. But, at the end of the day, if you can get everything you need to make money and somebody's willing to offer it, pretty attractive to me. And that's why I just wanted to kind of be as convenient as I can be for people, as well as, there's no reason that, you shouldn't be able to bid on this sale. We're giving you the best that we got.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and so that sale again is Sunday, March 27th, on SC Online Sales. The Suttles Cattle Genetic Sale. I mean, is there anybody else other than you, Nate, or you, Sarah? I got a feeling Sarah's been awfully quiet. I've got a feeling she can answer as many questions as needed.
I could have answered all of them. Yep.
There we go.
So I didn't speak up.
Yeah,
hey,
that's quite
where are these? Where is the semen and embryos? Where will they be located, Nate?
Mostly everything is located at Yackley's Transova in Oneida, South Dakota. Is where I store all my eggs, and I have shippers there. So if somebody needs to get embryos shipped to them, there's not going to be a problem getting the embryos shipped out of Steve's place there. So that's one reason I keep embryos there, is just to be able to have shippers available at all times.
You bet.
awesome.
Oh, that sounds great. Well, guys, thanks a lot for your time. We have enjoyed it. I enjoyed visiting with you the other day, Nate. Great set of cattle. Your commitment to the breed, second to none. Probably haven't gave up your love for white ones, but you dove into some pretty good Herefords.
Yeah, we're pretty proud of what we have. I mean, at the end of the day, we still dabble in the white ones, still get excited about white ones, but the Herefords are just more the future for our boys down the road.
Absolutely.
Good deal. Well, one thing about it, when you guys started, you started on the right foot. And so good luck to you. Good luck on the 27th, and thanks for using Drive.
All right.